definitely my love language. Let's get cooking.
Be a friend, leave a heart in the comments, like and subscribe.
Sometimes you can't spend hours and hours in the kitchen, which is most times, right? Let's be real. So you need fast and easy, quick and simple meals. And that's what I have for you today. Breakfast items. Want convenience? We need to think ahead. I have 3 recipes that I chose to make today because they are fast and easy. They do require quite a bit of ingredients, but I promise it's simple. If you want flavor, you need to add your ingredients. We need to make some buttermilk to start because 2 of our ingredients require buttermilk. So we're gonna get that going. And then we're just gonna work away here and get this cooked up. We are going to make Copycat spinach feta wraps, breakfast butter swim biscuits, and apple fritter waffles. Is your mouth watering? Because mine already is. First up is the spinach feta wraps. I've made them before, but I didn't have the sun-dried tomatoes because I tried to make them myself and I definitely overcooked the tomatoes. So I think I need to work on my sun-drying tomato skills. That'll be a good task for next summer. For now, we purchased some that are already made and we're gonna get those in because I'm excited to try it with that ingredient as well. Okay, so we need 6 to 8 whole eggs or 12 egg whites, okay? I did take out the yolks last time, but I think today I'm just going to use the egg yolks because I'm in a hurry. We need a bowl for compost items. So I got 8 eggs in here. Or did I do 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Let's read. I'm in a hurry because we are having a movie night. We saw that Jurassic World, the new one. Oh my goodness, slipping my mind what it is, but it just came out on Peacock. So we are gonna watch that tonight. So I'm making this during dinner time, and then we are going to get that movie flyer. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this up real quick. We want the eggs to get fluffy, so we're just gonna do like a very quick blend. Okay, we need spinach, and this is actually homegrown spinach from last year. I did not grow spinach this year. Because I had so much in my freezer that really needs to get used up, so I didn't want to take up space growing more if I didn't need to. So that would still last through a whole nother recipe. My kids have always been dinosaur fans, so the Jurassic World movies have been a staple to them. And so we wanted to see this movie in the summer, but we never really really got the time to do it. So now that it's out on our streaming and we do have that streaming thing, we will be able to watch it online. That's exciting. Okay, this recipe is so easy. Okay, we already did the hardest part, and that was the eggs. All right, so we're just gonna grease this up a little. Pour our eggs in. I think I'm using a little bit bigger of a pan, so I'm just gonna add 2 more eggs. Even if you are doing egg whites, you still just want to beat it a little bit up so that you get that fluffy texture. Okay. Let's get some salt. Pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper. We want to get all of this spinach in here. A half a cup. So I'm going to do about a palmful of sun-dried tomatoes. So these are still soft, and I think I dehydrated mine until they were crispy, and that was not right. Crispy is you've gone too far. Okay, so let's get some of that goodness in here. And our Feta. You know what else I forgot to do? I forgot to put the oven. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle this in. You can measure out about a half a cup, but we love Feta. And that's it. We're going to get the oven set to 350, and then we'll get this in as soon as it's ready. While I am waiting on that, I am going to get our buttermilk made. We have 2 recipes getting buttermilk. One requires 2 cups of milk, and one is 3/4 a cup. I don't know why we're leaking. Okay, and then we just need to add a little bit of vinegar. Just a little bit. Okay, we're going to stir that up and let that sit while we make our sausage on a cast iron pan. After we get the sausage cooked, it is going to require the oven as well, so I'm just going to check on the temperature for that. That one says 450, so I'm going to put my second oven on at 450. It called for breakfast sausage. I'm using pork sausage. I would assume it's pretty similar. Let's get this warmed up. And I'm just going to add a small sliver. Not even a tablespoon. See how thin that is? Just a little bit. When that's melted, I'm going to know that it's time to put my sausage in there. I just want a little bit of extra flavor. That is melted, so we're going to get this pork sausage in here. I find that this one from Aldi's is like a really good price, and I like that it comes in this little wrapped pouch because it goes in your freezer so nice and easy. and takes up very little space. Okay. Lots of hand washing. I'm gonna give my buttermilk another stir. I can smell plenty of good flavors, so I had pulled out some Italian seasoning and salt and pepper, but I'm not going to use it because it smells delicious, and I couldn't remember what the flavors were going to be like, but it reminds me of sausage for morning, so I'm not worried. And see this crispiness that we're getting in here? Yum! That golden caramel brown color is lots of delicious flavor. So I'm just going to keep breaking this up and finish getting this cooked, and then we can go on to making the rest of our ingredients while this cools down just a little bit. We don't want to put this into our recipe flaming hot, else it's going to not mix well. So let's just finish getting this cooked and then let it cool down a second. And our top oven is now 350 degrees, so we're going to get these eggs in. And so those eggs are going to cook in the oven for 20 minutes. Okay, that looks terrific. Sausage is ready. Put that aside so that it can cool down. And I'm going to shred the cheddar cheese. We need 1.5 cups of shredded cheese, and that's about this Tupperware container. It says 1.5 cups. So I'm just gonna put that there and see if that will be enough to catch it. I'm so excited to try this manual shredder because it doesn't use electricity. It's a win, I like it. That was actually way faster than even using my electric food processor. Okay, setting this aside. Alright, we need 2.5 cups of flour. I love having foods like ready to go when you're walking out that door. You just grab it, throw it in your purse, throw it in your backpack. You have food. You don't have to worry about running out of time or figuring out what to eat when you slept in. 1 tablespoon of sugar. You definitely have those days, right? It's not just us. You're racing the clock, and this just makes the clock so much better. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Alright. And then it says we're going to pour in 1 3/4. So we're just going to have a little bit left in case we need it. Okay, so we're going to mix this together, and then it says if the batter is super thick and dry seeming, then we want to add the rest of the buttermilk. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Maybe like half of what's left. There we go, that looks good. Remember, these are swim biscuits. They're not the same as, you know, your little circle biscuits that you don't want to overmix. This just gets mixed real quick, but it's not the same. Okay, then we're gonna add our cheese. And our cooked sausage. So heavy. Okay, and then we're mixing. We're mixing this all up. Okay. Release our pan. We're gonna get this in here. And then we're almost done, but we aren't. Okay, spreading. And guys, pork is one of those meats right now that is the lesser of the expensive meats. So this is definitely a good breakfast option for right now. Okay, we need a half a cup, so that's a whole stick with 8 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna melt this, pour it on here, throw it in the oven. Oh guys, I was supposed to put the melted butter in first. Hopefully this still works. I forgot that you're supposed to put that in before. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of cut these up. And pour that butter in, and hopefully it'll still work. I can always kind of like poke with a fork to get it through. See, just because your food's not perfect, or your recipe is not perfect, doesn't mean your food still won't taste delicious. Okay, I'm gonna get this in the oven, and this is gonna be for 25 minutes. And while all that is cooking, I'm gonna cook the last of, we're gonna make our last recipe. So 1 hour, we're getting 3 breakfast items ready, and I'm going to be one happy camper, one happy mama. Apple fritter waffle donuts. I end up using 2 of these apples. One is a Fuji and one is a Macintosh. This recipe came out so good. I'm going to have to like make a triple batch of this at some point, because by the time I had it made, my kids were devouring it. Even my husband was. It was so, so good. It was a really nice treat. Obviously, it's a more sweet
breakfast item, not so much a high protein option, but it was a nice sweet treat that went really good with the rest of our more protein rich foods that we made.
All right, let's put these up, see how much we get, and then we'll know if we need more or not. Ooh, this Macintosh, it has like a pink in it. Very cool. Gonna make my compost happy. My timer just went off for my eggs, but the edges are not crispy yet, and that's the telltale sign that it's done, so I'm gonna give it another minute. I think one or these 2 apples is going to be plenty. Yep. We are going to save that for another recipe then. Let's get our eggs out. Safety first. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks delicious. Oh man, yum yum. Okay. And we still have our swim biscuits cooking. We're going to mix our dry ingredients, our wet ingredients separately, and then we'll mix it together. 1, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We're gonna give this a good whisk, mix up those ingredients. All right, now we're gonna do the wet ingredients. 2 eggs, a 1/3 cup of white sugar, and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of our homemade buttermilk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna mix some melted butter in with this. That is definitely packed with flavor. I am going to get my waffle iron on. Oop. I guess I should put the pieces in. Alright, one's top, one's bottom. Alright, this is the 1/3. That means this is lower. We want a 1/4 cup or a half stick of unsalted butter this time. And I think as soon as we get the butter in here and get this together, I think our biscuits are going to be done. So these recipes were really easy to make together. They all just flowed so good. Okay, so this is all mixed up. I'm just gonna kind of get this in. I don't know why I didn't just do it the other way. I'm gonna get this. Oh my god, it smells so good. This smells delicious. Alright, after we get this combined, we're gonna dump our apples in. That movie is getting closer and closer, and we're making fabulous timing. You can put nuts in here if you want, but we did not. Mamma mia, right? Smells and looks delicious. 2 down, last one to go. Okay, that's the sound we were waiting for. Alright. It says to do a 1/2 cup or a 1/4 cup in each thing. I think an ice cream scoop is going to be a lot easier, so I'm going to go get that. I think these are going to be good. God, look how delicious that looks. Yum yum. Usually this will be, but I think that's good. See, patience isn't really my strong suit. Okay. Batch number 2. Ooh, yummy. I cannot wait. Oh, look at the inside of that. That is beautiful. Let's get one of these made. Beautiful. This is the way to enjoy an apple fritter. Oh, this is delicious. I have a feeling this is going to get eaten really fast. And I'm gonna have to have like a big batch cooking of this. The center is not as cooked as I would like, so I'm gonna get that back in the oven for a little bit. On 400. Okay, we need lavish bread.
And you could also use tortillas. I have used that in the past. This is the first time I bought the lavish bread, which is delicious and much healthier. But if you don't have lavish bread, you can totally use tortillas and it will taste just as great. What I did was cut the lavish bread in half and spread some cream cheese on it. I took my little rectangular cut egg mixture and placed that right in the middle and folded around it. And if you want to go the extra step, put your cast iron pan on and give this a little crispiness by just heating it up on the outside a little bit. You can add butter or you could just do it dry, just like almost like toasting the outside of it. That would also be really delicious. But I take all these and I put them in individual sandwich bags, and then that way we can just throw this right in our lunchbox wherever we're going in the morning that we want a quick breakfast that's filling and nutritious. This works just fantastically.
Okay guys, so this is it. We have our 3 recipes made and now it's time for our movie night.
It always feels great to get a big portion of our food made for the week. So we have plenty of breakfast items to at least last us a few days, if not more. And yeah, I would say a few days up to a week, depending on the item. The sausage biscuit is pretty big. There was a lot from that. The wraps will last us quite a bit. The fritters were fritter waffle donut things. They were gone almost immediately. So that will have to be a big batch next time. And it was delicious. And if you're wondering, the Jurassic World Rebirth movie was amazing. So if you like the Jurassic World, go and watch it. Highly recommend. Thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen while I made all this food. I love spending all the time with you guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching. You guys are the best.